Welcome to Valencia, where history whispers through the cobblestone streets, where the scent of oranges dances on the breeze, and where the sun-kissed shores of the Mediterranean extend a warm invitation to travellers from around the globe. Nestled along Spain's eastern coast, Valencia is a vibrant tapestry of old world charm and modern innovation, where medieval architecture meets cutting-edge design and the Champions of the Future Academy programme. Just 30 minutes from the city lies the Cartódromo Internacional Lucas Guerrero. This track is a thrilling playground for racing enthusiasts. The high-octane circuit stretches out over challenging twists and turns, offering both amateurs and seasoned drivers an adrenaline-fueled experience, and a perfect place to visit for round 2. This championship is like no other anywhere in the world. The Academy program is an arrive and drive championship with a twist. 9 drivers, 3 per category, have been selected by the F1 Academy Discover Your Drive program to help find new female talent in motorsport. That, coupled with the open entries for all 3 classes, minis, juniors and senior, it will show who deserves that top spot on the podium. Thanks to the championship's partners Paralin and TM Kart, the minis are well looked after for the chassis and engines. Kart Republic have teamed up with Miami for the juniors and seniors for their equipment, paired with the championship tyre supplier Vega and OMP with custom race suits and clothing. Health and fitness are a huge part of racing, and thanks to Formula Medicine, the paddock now has a great team to help mentor them to a future of motorsport.
Saturday for Mini 60 started well for one young driver ahead of a busy first day, with Albert Tam going fastest in time qualifying in the morning session.
Yeah, good. Was perfect position in right behind the group. Got a good slipstream, and yeah, everything was perfect.
With Tam on pole, it was the job of Maxim Bobojov and Bruno Priam to try and break through on race 1 of the weekend. With all 3 of them fighting, it was a close opening race that would go the way of Bruno Priam at the end. Race 2 saw a similar fate, but with the added bonus of Lucas Palacio, who had joined the top 3. But once again, it would be Bruno Priam on the top spot and the pole sitter for the final. With Priam taking the first 2 heat wins, he added 25 championship points to his name. Albert Tam, who was still in the fight, started alongside Maxim Bobojov, who was just behind and joined by Palacio in 4th.
Are we going racing? The answer to that is yes. Green flag goes out. We are away and racing in Mini 60 for round 2. It's a slow getaway at the back of the grid. It's a great start at the front. Sideways there. Contact for Lucas Palacio. He nearly gets spat out of the field there, but amazingly he holds on to it. Wow, that's a big send down the inside for Maxim Bobojov on the opening lap. He moves up into P3 as we go into lap 4, but maybe it's going to start kicking in now. Down the inside, change for P2. Bobojov goes through, splits the 2 of them apart. It's getting a little bit interesting a little further down in the field, though. As you can see here, the 817 of Achilles Baruzzi, who is, well, he's saying some words of encouragement there, maybe to the drivers just behind him in the form of Lorenzo Succhetto and Augustin Falagoni. We've got the replay there of Antoine Venet's kart, and this is what they were trying to do. And you can see here that they were loosening the engine out there to try and obviously help them get the chain back on. Was it too tight? Because there you can see 9-10 laps later, the kart is broken at the side of the circuit. So big shame there. We're going on to the final lap relatively soon. Next couple of laps down for these drivers. It's just a case of when is Bobojov going to go for the move, or crucially, when is Bruno Priam going to go defensive? Checks over the shoulder, confirmation. Yes, you've got Maxim Bobojov there. It's just the 2 of you. Now you can go to battle on this final lap of the race. Can he get the move down the inside? No. Defensive goes Bruno. Bobojov to the outside. I don't think he's got the pace. I don't think he's got the momentum here. It's gonna be Bruno Priam. A superb drive for Bruno Priam in the Mini 60 final.
The top 10 at the end of Saturday's final is Bruno Priam ahead of Maxim Bobojov and Albert Tam, followed by Oscar Hennick, Juan Calciace, Vicente Capella, Lorenzo Succhetto, Achilles Baruzzi, Lucas Palacio and Augustin Falagoni.
J'ai fait une très bonne finale et après j'ai gagné et j'ai fermé correctement les portes. Et pour la prochaine course, essayer de faire la même.
Juniors qualifying on Saturday was incredibly close, with the top two of Marshall and Simmons being separated by just 0.003 of a second. But it was Angelina Simmons who was fastest in the morning session.
I'm feeling great. Yeah, it's amazing. I could do the qualification in Spain, and this track I really like. It's one of my favorite tracks, so yeah.
With this being a favourite track for some and a brand new for others, it meant that the field was going into the unknown, and the infamous Turn 3 had caught many out. After qualifying third for the races, James Anagnostidis had moved up into the race lead and then went on to claim his first win of the weekend. Race 2 for the juniors on Saturday, and it was a familiar story, with James Anagnostidis taking the lead early. Simmons would fight back later in the race to finish P2 ahead of William Marshall. Saturday's final, and with Anagnostidis starting on pole, the pressure was on the rest of the field, with Simmons now starting in P2.
Are we going this time? The answer to that is yes. We get that green light, we go racing down towards turn 1. Anagnostidis holds on to the race lead as they all go through. There you can see a collection of drivers already there at the final chicane. Contact on the start-finish straight right in front of it. There's the dust. You can see the kart off the track, and that is Amaru Adrinzen, unfortunately, the driver from Peru. More drama on the circuit. Katrina E is out of this race. Katrina E, another retirement in the early stages of this race. And, well, carbon copy of what we saw earlier on, as we'll cut to the back here, because down the inside, Simmons, Torres under pressure. Connor Clancy might have a run here. Looks to the inside and gets down the inside on that one. If he doesn't time it perfectly, which he's going to do now, down the inside, was that the perfect timing? Was that the right time to do it for Connor Clancy? It was half a second. We'll see what it is when they next cross the timing beam. Oh, they're definitely going to lose time now to him, because Marshall resends it down the inside through that final chicane and retakes second place. Now, here comes Casey Ziza to the inside. Oh, there's contact. Sideways goes Angelina Simmons. And amazing kart control means she holds on to it.
Warning flag 44, please. 44, warning flag concerning post 1.
Well, the number 44, Casey Ziza, after the incident that happened at turn 1, the contact has been reviewed. Ella Hakkinen just in front. Actually, no, Ella Hakkinen getting in front down the inside. And again, Clancy goes defensive. Takes the optimal line then. Simmons is on the outside. Oh, but Clancy's going to run her wide. And that is a brilliant defensive move there from Clancy, and holds on to the position. But this man here, James Anagnostidis, he will win the first final in Valencia for round 2 of the Champions of the Future.
The top 10 at the end of Saturday's junior final is James Anagnostidis ahead of William Marshall and Connor Clancy, followed by Kasper Reipold, Ella Hakkinen, Dinia Islamov, Xavier Dudkowski, Leonardus Peruzzi, Sara Matsui, and Egon Pedrotti.
Yeah, it was a pretty good final. I mean, we got a gap towards the start. It was a bit hard to get the gap, but we ended up getting the gap towards the end, and it was just keeping on the track towards the end. And yeah, a lot better than Cremona. And yeah, I hope tomorrow's the same.
Seniors Saturday qualifying was another close session, but it was Spain's own Luna Flusha who was fastest in the morning. The current championship leader, keen to prove her talents in Valencia for round 2 of the Academy programme.
I'm feeling very confident, and I can't wait to start racing, because obviously this track I really like it, and it's like my home track in Spain. But of course it's not like a flu, how you said. I'm fast, and I know I can be in the top step, so I'll do my best to stay there and to fight back and just get a gap in the heats and in the final today.
The start of the first race, and with Flusha looking behind, she failed to see a gap opening up on the inside, and third place Marcus Shilkunas went for the move. Despite best efforts to close in, it was Shilkunas who would win. Race 2 on Saturday, and this time around, no such gap appeared for the lead change on the opening lap. Shilkunas would have to wait until lap 3 to try and get past. Flusha wasn't going to let it slide that easily, fighting back later on. With the two fighting, Hugo Ron had closed in and had now moved up into P2. Flusha, determined as ever, showed her on back to third. But with that move, it released Marcus Shilkunas, who went on to win his second race of the weekend. With the first final of the weekend for the seniors fast approaching, it was all down to the top two, Marcus Shilkunas and Luna Flusha.
Into the tram lines. Are we green? Yes, we are. Here we go. We're racing. Shilkunas and Flusha wheel to wheel here. Flusha on the outside line will have to hold on to it as she does. She does hold on to it into second place. There is a side pod that's come off a cart, so one of the carts there's going to be a technical flag going out. It's the 240. Well, there we go. That's Lachlan Hennock. And says to Flusha, okay, let's try and go, but Flusha's having none of it. Straight down the inside, oh, but she outbrakes herself. Can she hold on to it on the exit? Wheel to wheel with the two of them, and Luna Flusha holds on to it. Nicely done there for Luna Flusha, just trying to hold on to position here. Big send down the inside for his brother Philippe Caras. Now he moves up into second place, but now he's going to have to try and fight it back again. He lost it, and now he retakes it again. Back up into second place. Can't get down the inside, but Brodie Norris leaves the door open for an attack, and now contact happens between the two of them. Through goes Maximilian Rafalik. Oh, Wojciech Woda is out of this race. He's pulled in. He's pulled into Parc Ferme. He is out of this race. This is Wojciech Woda live on board at the start of the race. Now, he's out of this race, and that will be the reason why. He was one of the drivers who got kicked out at the start of that race. And there you can see those tyres absolutely destroyed then. That part of the track. 4th, 5th and 6th out on track, and that battle is happening thick and fast here. Down the inside goes Maximilian Rafalik, wanting to close in as well as Flusha. Sets the fastest up of the race, and a big send down the inside there from George Nassar, saying, no, I'd like that back, please. But wheel to wheel now comes Jean Caras, and the contact. Through goes the, I think that is the 218, that's Charlotte Page. Who's in 9th place now. Charlotte Page, who started this one P20. It's down the inside. Nice change there. Nice move. Hugo Heron making his way through the field here. That was for P9 on Charlotte Page. Heron gets the move done as well. He goes through, and that's nicely done as well. He'll be delighted with that one. That is another position gained. This is back with that same battle. Oh, dust is kicked up there. Who's run off the track there? That is Charlotte Page. Well, just as we were talking about her there, that is, I think, a mistake there, just running out wide. And it's 3 out of 3 finals. It's Luna Flusha across the line. She takes her 3rd final win of the season. Luna Flusha for Spain wins in Spain on Saturday here.
The top 10 at the end of Saturday's final is Luna Flusha ahead of Philippe Caras, Marcus Shilkunas, followed by Jean Caras, George Nassar, Brodie Norris, Hugo Heron, Gazi Motlaka, Bernardo Bonaldi and Casper Bonda.
Yeah, it was really nice to win 3 finals out of 3, and I can't wait to continue this winning feeling, and I can't wait for tomorrow's final.
Day 2 on Sunday, and a new pole sitter in Mini 60 in the form of Bruno Priam.
J'ai eu un très bon feeling et essayé de gagner après et essayer de gagner la finale aussi.
The first race on Sunday for Minis, and it was all about being on the inside line going into turn 1. With Priam breaking away, it was Antoine Venet who was fighting through, getting past Peruzzi and then Capella, but following just behind was Maxim Bobrojov, who was later fighting for the race lead, with this daring move down the inside at turns 15 and 16, but it just wasn't enough, and Bruno Priam would take the win at the end of the first race. Race 2 on Sunday, and again it was a great start from the inside row, but Bobrojov this time had the much better start. The same couldn't be said for others. Then Bruno Priam came under attack, with Bobrojov taking the lead. Capella, Tam and Palacio all started to close in at the midway point of the race. And then on lap 6, it was Priam back in front as Capella tried to sneak through. At the end of the race, however, it would be Palacio chasing the Belgian for P2. The second and last final of the weekend for the Minis, and it was Bruno Priam on pole after a dominant day of racing. Italy's Lucas Palacio would join the Belgian on the front row.
This time around, the answer to that is yes. It's a great start from the inside row. It's been a terrible start for Lucas Palacio on the outside. He has tumbled down the order. So Bruno, Bobajov, Capella and Hennock get through nice and cleanly. Action here as new train starting to form, and oh dear me, that was Oscar Hennock pulling out of the slipstream there. But a very close race all the way throughout this one. That was Palacio just going through. Oh dear, that's a big moment there. A big moment indeed. Ahead of Albert Tam's 221. Tam to the inside, and he gets through. Now he's got through two positions here. He's got past Capella. Now he's got past Antoine Venard, and now he's trying to close into Palacio, who smacks the curb on the exit of turn at number 4. And Tam, well, just gets invited to go up into P3 now. Into the final chicane then, and is this going to be a move for the lead? Yes, it is, down the inside right now. They go on to this final lap. Now Albert Tam's there, clear in third place. To the outside goes Bruno Priam, round the outside for Bruno Priam. And that's an absolutely outrageous move for the Belgian. Bobajov again, he's going to find the way to the inside, switches to the outside, he throws the dummy, he gets alongside, he hits the curb, it's over for Bobajov, but it's the win for Bruno Priam. Across the line, he becomes the first back-to-back final winner.
The top 10 at the end of day 2 is Bruno Priam ahead of Maxim Bobajov and Albert Tam, followed by Antoine Veneur, Vicente Capella, Lucas Palacio, Achilles Peruzzi, Augustin Felagoni, Blage Castreva and Oscar Hennock.
J'étais très content de gagner les 2 manches et après essayer de faire mieux pour les autres manches.
Juniors Day 2 and another new pole sitter. This time it was the final winner from Saturday, James Anagnostiidis.
Yeah, it's not bad. I think still a lot more in it. Like the last lap we're up again, but I mean it's not over here. We still got all the heats to go, so now just keep every heat, get good results, and then we'll see what we can do in the final.
The first race on Sunday, and it was a clean start for the grid in towards turn 1, as later on an incredible duel between Angelina Simmons and Ella Hakkinen unfolded for P3. Because of that, Toby Gale had closed in and was now on the charge as the battle for the lead started to kick off, with Marshall and Anagnostiidis going wheel to wheel all the way to the end with a photo finish over the line. Race 2, and this time it was the outside of row 1 that impressed, with Ella Hakkinen holding on to P2 around the outside, the tail end of the field not sharing the same luck. Lap 2 and a change for the lead as Hakkinen sent it at turn number 1. The lead didn't last long, however, as Anagnostiidis retook the place later in the lap. Toby Gale was starting to become more of a threat, going for the race lead into the final chicane. Not wanting to fall into the chasing pack, Anagnostiidis went into full send mode at turns 5 and 6. Gale would fight back as the two of them went into an ultimate battle for pole position in the final, going wheel to wheel all the way to the end of the race. This time, it would go Gale's way. Final time, and as Anagnostiidis had poled it in qualifying, he would start on pole despite Gale having the same points.
Yes, we are. We are green and racing here at Valencia in the junior final. There's karts off in the background there. This is Ella Hakkinen's view of the start of that race. The inside row, you can see nicely timed, but you can see how committed Gale was on the outside line there through turn number 1. She is pushing herself along nicely, but Gale here is right on the rear bumper and is not going to wait around at all. Straight into the race lead. No quarter given at the end of the opening lap. Chicane, and there's going to be a change there for second place, and it is Angelina Simmons into P2 now as Anagnostiidis fights back on Angelina Simmons and sends her back down. This releases Gale now. Gale leads the way as a change here as down the inside Marshall gets through on Ella Hakkinen out of the race. And with heavy damage to the front, that is Christian Ebras.
We got number 45 stopped just before post 10. At 45, it looks like there is a contact, but it could have been a technical issue, maybe. The traffic drivers, what happened, please? The mountain Ross driver said that it isn't technical, he got pushed. Copy, we will do a report.
And this is how that's happened. So William Marshall is now up into the top 3. There goes Gale, but around the outside, there goes Simmons. Toby Gale wins the final. He's delighted. Who's going to get on the podium, though? It is Anagnostidis and Marshall.
The top 10 at the end of the final is Toby Gale, ahead of James Anagnostidis and William Marshall, followed by Angelina Simmons, Ella Hakkinen, Connor Clancy, Egon Prodotti, Dinar Islamov, Leonidas Peruzzi and Sara Matsoi.
Yeah, in quali, it was a bit disappointing getting sixth. It wasn't what we wanted, but we knew as a team we had the pace and we could win. And throughout the day, we just made adjustments with the car, also with my driving, and we just pushed through, and in the end, it worked out.
Sunday for seniors, and new pole sitter and new lap record set by Markus Šilkūnas, the Lithuanian wanting the perfect day of racing.
Yeah, I was trying to get all three pole sectors, pushing every single corner, apex by apex, and yeah.
Sunday's first race, and Šilkūnas was putting that pole time to good use, breaking away from the rest of the field in the opening stages. Flusha would fight back after dropping to P3, getting past Felipe Caras on the opening laps. Gazi Motlaka would have a great view of the battle unfolding ahead, as he himself was caught up in a mid-pack battle, the driver from Mozambique holding on to the top 10. Felipe Caras then came under pressure from Hugo Heron, who would move up into P3, but the race 1 would go to Šilkūnas. Race 2, and again it was a good start for Šilkūnas, but this time Flusha wasn't going to allow him to get away, holding it around the outside at turn 1 and fighting off Felipe Caras for P2. Once again though, turn 3 would cause more drama for some. Newcomer to the championship Brodie Norris certainly raised some eyebrows after fighting well within the top 10, but again Šilkūnas would find himself P1. With it being a perfect day so far for Markus Šilkūnas, could he make it 3 wins in a row as he started on pole ahead of Luna Flusha?
Into the tram lines. Lights, go, green, here we go, down into turn 1, great start for the inside row. Flusha gets to the inside, but she's gone down into P4, but crucially, she's not going to get swamped out wide from the rest of the field. Everyone gets through turn 1 and 2 cleanly. 2 drivers are out of this race. You can see them there, who leads the way and is looking comfortable here, but Flusha down the inside. Brilliant camera view here. Fantastic live on-board footage as down the inside goes Gazi Motlaka. So again, anything you can do, I can do better. Big send down the inside and more contact. And round and out goes the 220. And that's an absolute disaster for George Nassar. I think Markus Šilkūnas is trying to copy that today. Change here, Motlaka down the inside, gets through, pass head on. Rafalik goes through as well. He doesn't need to worry. Change again as soon as Motlaka gains those positions. This is the initial move down the inside. Oh, look at those tyres. They are starting to really grain there. And like you can see, just going into the corner. This battle is kicking off. This is 4th place downwards. Oh, a little bit side-by-side contact there between the 2 drivers, but through goes head on. For Lithuania, Markus Šilkūnas can be delighted with this one. He got what he wanted, win after win after win, and today he gets it. P1 for Markus Šilkūnas at the end of the final. He gets it.
The top 10 at the end of Sunday is Markus Šilkūnas, ahead of Luna Flusha and Felipe Caras, followed by Wojciech Woda, Gazi Motlaka, Austin Gale, Jean Caras, Bernardo Minoldi, Maximilian Rafalik and Hugo Heron.
Thank you very much. I still can't believe this, and I want to thank all of my supporters, my mechanic, my family, and yeah, still can't believe it.
The Champions of the Future Academy program sees new winners and new championship leaders. In Mini, it's a perfect weekend for Bruna Priam after taking maximum points over the weekend. In Juniors, it's James Anagnostidis who takes a near-perfect weekend but now leads the standings, with Toby Gale making it the 4th different final winner of the season in the junior category. And in the seniors, Luna Flusha takes her final win tally up to 3 out of 4 as she holds on to the championship lead as Markus Šilkūnas begins to close in as we head to Italy.